Fascinating. Mind experiment.
It's no sleep, baby.
Hello, everyone. Alex. Welcome to No Sleep the Podcast. I'm AJ Simmons. No Sleep the Podcast recently voted podcast most likely to suck your toes.
Oh, by Suck Your Toes magazine.
That's right. Quarterly.
Oh, man.
It's also our 50th episode. Congratulations.
Wow.
Congratulations, Shyla.
And her fantastic writing skills has carried us through 50 episozodes.
Oh.
Thank
A
God.
prolific writer.
I wish she had
and
better
producer.
taste.
Well, we get the cards we're dealt, you know? That's okay.
I got one joke to get us started on this comedy journey. Here's a question. Do crematoriums, do they have to filter out the exhaust on their ovens? Or do they just have to like set them up next to Burger Kings and people mistake it for that signature charred broil?
Have it your way, you know?
Yeah.
I never thought about it.
I don't.
But it's true, right? I mean, they're clearly they're cooking them in a certain way.
There's a smokestack, and smoke comes out.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they can. I don't know. Probably a little bit, but
I just imagine someone walking by and be like, somebody frying a little.
little barbecue going on.
Yeah, somebody's making pulled pork.
Yeah.
Yeah. Burning it a little bit. Smells delicious, though.
I got one more. I lied. Been watching a lot of Deadliest Catch lately,
Oh.
and I just want to say, I forgot the joke.
Yes.
Been watching a lot of Deadliest Catch lately,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to say they're not the only ones who risk their lives to catch crabs. It's called college. Grow
Very
up.
nice. Deadliest Catch.
Is that show still on?
Yes,
Wow.
a new version of it?
still running.
Damn. I remember Deadliest Catch. This will count as one of my bits. Maybe.
Okay.
Cut to
Maybe-
toll.
No one will laugh. Don't cut. Or do. But Deadliest Catch. I remember when that guy died of a heart attack. Everybody was
Yes.
like, oh my
Yeah, yeah.
God, I can't believe it. It's like, yeah, he died. He's on a show called Deadliest Catch
Yeah. And
about
he's-
the most dangerous job on earth. And then one guy dies of a heart attack and everybody's like, I'm like, I'm sorry,
He
I'm not
sits
impressed.
And smokes cigarettes
Yeah.
and commandeers a crab ship in
Yeah.
the high Atlantic Sea.
Yes, sir.
Like they should have tossed him off the boat
Pacific.
at least.
Yeah, that's the one I've been watching that season. I think it's the season right before he ultimately has like
Big?
a heart. Yes, something like that, where he is chaining just the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Even his son's like, Dad, all you do is smoke cigarettes and drink Monster Energy
Yeah.
drinks. We're worried about you. So it's not a great cocktail.
No. But it is ironic that somebody finally dies, not even on the boat, and they're like, "Whoa, what are we gonna do?" I don't know.
Yeah.
Good one. That's why it didn't count as one of my bits. But none of these are bits. What do you think they're doing? I go to Atumwa once a week.
Famously.
Yeah, I do.
Famously.
Once every 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and they have a TV station. And I was like, is that TV station still operating? And I wonder what's going on at the Atumwa TV station. I also wonder, like, small towns, like all of them, if they had over like 10,000 people, it seems like used to all have TV stations.
Yeah.
Like, remember that girl that got kidnapped in Mason City?
Josie
Many-
Husentroop.
Yeah.
Jody?
Many years ago.
Mhm.
That was a big time. I don't know. It's just, do you think Mason City still has a TV station? Because nobody,
can't
Alex is
imagine.
the only person he's the youngest person that watches local news.
Like you wouldn't believe. My life depends
And he's
on it.
the youngest person that's consistently on local news.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice
I don't think
job,
Boone.
Alex.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I don't think Boone has a TV station of their own. At least not anymore.
They would have did Ames have a TV station or did they always glom
They-
on to
well,
Des Moines?
Channel 5 was
That's right.
initially
WOI.
WOI was
That's right.
was coming straight out of Iowa
Ames.
State basically.
That's right.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Interesting. So Tumwa had one, Mason City. I was just curious, like I know Waterloo. They're pretty big though. I don't know. They probably still do. It's just odd. It's weird to think about,
Yeah.
and how nobody pays attention to local news anymore, except this guy over here.
I'd like to see the local news coverage.
I would like to see Ottumwa's local news.
Yes.
Go a little something like this. Just kidding, Ottumwa. I kid. I have to do stuff at a school sometimes now.
Okay.
Be more specific.
Make amends. No. I have to go to schools for events and stuff now sometimes. And I see this like past students. Every time I've been there's been like a kid that's in like high school that hasn't been to this school for like how many years? 6, 7, 8. So at least 3 years, 4 years probably. And they'll see a teacher on both the teacher and the student will be like, "Oh my God," blah, 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 and give each other a huge hug. I'm like, is this a new thing, or is this just a thing I would never do?
Enjoy reuniting with a teacher?
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't hate reuniting with all my teachers, but I don't think I would be like, and then like run across the hallway to give them an embrace. And I was just wondering if that's like a new era thing, or if it's just something that I just wasn't a part of.
Huh. I don't have a single teacher that I would ever do that to, I don't think.
I think it's just about soft kids and soft teachers, you know?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
So you're viewing it as a negative?
No, I'm not. I'm viewing it as,
He's hating.
yeah, I'm hating. It's lame.
He's player hating.
Yeah. I had to take the baby to the doctor this past week, and day after the podcast last week, or no, we did it on Sunday last week. Doesn't matter. I had to take the baby to the doctor, and I was sitting in that waiting room, and I was like, how many times did my dad take me to the doctor? I sat there and thought about it, and I had to think very long because the answer was not once.
0.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not a single time.
The number of times my dad took me to the doctor? 0.
Yeah. And my dad was fairly like he did housework and he cooked. But that kind of shit never taking me to the doctor. I'm just saying, can we go back to the old days?
That's a dad from a different generation thing, because my dad
It is.
My dad went to the doctor to get his physical for Vietnam, and then he went again like 5 years ago.
Oh,
real.
yeah.
Like doctors are just like, no thanks.
My dad very much, no dentist and no doctor. My dad had to go to the doctor all the time, I guess, because he had a thing. But if he didn't have that, he would never go, and I feel the same way.
Sort
Which
of an
ain't
out
great.
of sight, out of mind
Yeah.
approach.
If they don't tell me what it is, I can't die from it.
Fair. That's how it works.
Perfect.
If you don't know, they can't get you.
Exactly. These are all, I'm working on some stuff. The cats, they've spent the last week inside since we moved. They're inside the old house still. I'm kind of getting them used.
They're the current tenants of the
They
old
are.
house.
They're keeping down the house, and they're doing pretty good. And they're taking shits inside. And I don't know when the last time Paulo shit inside was, because he's outside so much. This cat shits like a grown ass man.
I'm sure he does. He's a big cat.
Dude, shit's like this big, girthy.
Got a little heft to him.
Holy shit, yeah. And so much. I'm like, damn, cat.
Some Toblerones
Yeah. Exactly.
around the house.
They look like a giant Tootsie Roll.
Wow.
All right.
They must be going, I mean, especially Paulo, the big cat. He must be going berserk.
He'll stretch at the door like, please let me out. I'm like, you gotta get used to being inside for a little while, buddy, and then you can come live with us.
Yeah.
And I pick him up, and now
It's a
definitely
halfway house for
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
Space Ghost is still not as big as Paulo, but definitely outweighs him by a couple pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Paulo's
I haven't seen him in so
A
long.
large, slender cat. You guys need to see my angelfish too. It's humongous. I have to move that too. I'm at my old house twice a day feeding animals and cleaning up poop.
That's fun.
Sounds
So
like
it's-
becoming its own terrarium.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Like the fish are growing 9 times.
Yeah.
It's like Madagascar
Yeah.
or something. New creatures are
Yeah,
emerging.
Yeah,
New
you should see
species.
the giant 40th place house tortoise. All right. Enough from me.
Cut to Alex Carter, I suppose.
Given the current state of affairs and how the world is turning here in America, I'm starting to think maybe it was a bad idea to have football coaches be our social studies teachers for all those years. I think we all missed out on a little information we could be using right now. They're too busy trying to scheme out fullback dives and shit and putting on, here, watch the Patriot. There you go.
Perfect.
That's what
A
I
very accurate portrayal.
Yes. A lot of movies from
Yeah.
football coaches teaching social studies.
We're gonna watch Braveheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you guys know Mel Gibson invented guerrilla warfare? He did. Nice.
Also, the Aztecs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do have love for Apocalypto, though.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Not exactly historically.
I love The Patriot and Braveheart.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson makes some good movies. Might not be the best dude, but
Might not.
Mind
Yeah.
having, there's kind of voicemails proving he's a
yes, indeed.
or recordings of him with the police.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's evidence.
Yeah. Hot damn. Yeah. I really did have a lot of, sort of like football, track coaches, teaching health class and social
Yeah.
studies and
Mhm.
government.
Phoning it in.
I think ours taught
Phoning
Jim.
it in.
Whistle already around their neck. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a little shorts on.
Little
Yep.
tiny shorts that went up past their belly buttons.
The little
Yeah.
button.
Yeah.
Boop.
Yeah. Ours were all gym coaches.
Give the smaller schools, they really branch out and
Yeah.
where they don't belong.
Yeah, yeah.
They are phoning it in. Phoning it in.
They taught health class too, which was
Oh, a football
like,
coach
yeah.
teaching health class?
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yep.
We're all fine. We got great educations.
Yeah.
Everything's cool.
Couple of cases of chlamydia along the way.
Sorted all
deal.
out.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Mhm.
All
Could have
part
used
of-
that health class.
Yeah. Yeah. That must have been a good time to be a teacher in a certain way. Yeah, just like you don't really have to try all that hard.
Yeah.
I know a
And
lot
every
of
year you teach the same grade. That's kind of nice.
I know a lot of teachers now, and I have for years, and listening to their stories of just like trying to teach and the state of affairs in schools now. It's like, damn.
It would be.
Damn.
And they keep trying to make it worse and harder.
Yep.
And now, if a kid is going crazy in class, like a kid's being angry or violent or whatever, rather than making that kid leave, the whole class has to leave. And that kid stays behind.
Yeah. I heard a story this weekend. The
that
teacher.
insane?
Where does the class go?
Just like out in the hallway, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know. Because I was like, this cannot be true. And somebody's like, yeah, that's true.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
It's real bad out there.
What's the psychology of that?
I don't know. Insane kid privilege, I guess. I don't know. I'm sure there's something.
Yeah.
You'd probably feel bad if you make the whole class leave, I guess.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
You got the
I don't
whole place
know.
to yourself.
Yeah.
Do they still teach the class to you, or does the teacher leave too?
I don't know how. Yeah, I think the teacher probably tries to mediate the kid going crazy.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Now, usually a specialist comes in and tries to corral them
Yeah.
while they're flipping tables and completely destroying everything. And they're, okay, all right. We're all trying to learn something, so let's be nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the emotions are running hot and high when you're young like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean the outbursts, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll be out in public and I'll see a kid brat out, you know, like at
Yeah.
a grocery store or something. And I'm like, I remember doing that.
Yeah.
Losing your shit because you couldn't get the Fruity Pebbles.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
flipping out.
Yeah.
No gushers.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Put them back.
Put him back. Oh, yes. Oh, the famous walking up to the cart with like a, ooh, I got Got some Lucky Charms here. Put them back.
Yep.
Ah.
I was hoping I would sneak them on the bottom rack.
Yeah, slide them in.
Which is something I will say I do eat as an adult, like nobody's biz.
Really?
I mean, gross cereal, absolutely. But I'm like, yeah,
Famously.
should have let me have it.
Some shit just don't change.
Mm-hmm. But I'm doing Raisin Bran Crunch these days.
Crunch. What's the crunch?
Granola bits.
Oh.
I mean, it's like I accidentally bought regular Raisin Bran a while back, and I was like, "What the hell is wrong with this unsweetened garbage?" Like, it's about regular Raisin Bran.
Didn't get the crunch.
Do you eat cereal in the morning, or is this just
Only
a...
strictly at night.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Only it's a right before bed kind of deal.
I have a milkshake, then I go to bed.
Yeah.
That's my routine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's basically what I was doing with that ice cream.
Yep. Same.
Because if you're killing a whole pint in one sitting, no matter how, I mean, I was pretty fast, but it starts to get a little soupy towards the end, and that's when you're just tipping
it back.
Yeah, drinking some ice
You
cream.
I have methodically scraped the sides at the end too, and hope there's a bunch of goop on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Scrape that off. Mm-hmm.
Get your money's worth.
That's right, buddy. I certainly do.
It's been feeling very springy, especially today.
Yeah.
So
insane.
nice out, almost
Yeah.
70 degrees.
Almost 80 degrees.
It was almost 80
Yeah, it
degrees.
was over
78.
70.
Wow. I
Yeah.
didn't realize it broke 70.
March
Wow.
10th.
Unbelievable.
78 degrees, new record.
Mm. Well, it's,
Isn't it a new record?
Mm-hmm.
Earth is
The
doing
new record
great.
next year will be 97.
yeah.
Oh, uh-oh.
toasty. Yeah. I like everyone still celebrates, and I get it, it's nice, but it's also like, what?
Oh, yeah, I love it. Oh, the Harbinger of Doom. I love it.
Yeah.
Whoops. We're all going down.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Helps the seasonal depression, though.
Sure
Oh.
does.
Yeah, I think my life expectancy went up about 89%.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got to take the kiddos outside for a little while tonight. It was just like, oh yeah, we get to run around, like she's riding her scooter up and down. I was like, this is what is necessary.
Yep.
To get
Let that
Daylight
scooter do the
savings
work.
has
Yeah.
changed. We have another hour of sunlight, and it's been warm, so it's like, oh, yes. It's like taking Molly. You're like,
Yeah.
That's all day yesterday. I kept looking at the clocks because clocks change automatically now, which actually it doesn't annoy me when we spring forward, but when we fall back, I like to enjoy being like, it's not really that time. It's actually an hour earlier. But the thing I was doing yesterday was thinking, it's not really that time. It's an hour earlier, but it doesn't matter at all.
yeah,
You know what I'm like? I'm like, oh, it's actually only like 3. As if that meant something,
right.
which it did not. It was like, it just feels like 3. It is 4.
Yeah.
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 Well, aren't they, or quite a few people? I know they're going back and forth, it seems like, in different places in the country about abolishing it or not.
Yeah. I don't think
I know.
Arizona
I feel
doesn't
like
have
a
it.
crazy person because I feel for sure that like 2 years ago, we all decided we're done with daylight savings. I guess I imagine that.
It seems like
Because it's
something like
still
that was
happening?
happening. Like they were trying to pass a bill or something.
I thought they did. I'm like, oh, great, it's over. We don't have to worry about this dumb shit anymore. And like, oh, no, we're still doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it forever. I guess I imagine that. I don't know.
I actually saw, whether it's true or not, a reel or TikTok yesterday that it wasn't for farmers. It was for England in World War I to save energy. That's how daylight savings time started.
Oh, I always thought it was some farmer thing.
That's what
like,
that's what the guy was refuting,
mm,
because that's what we all think.
yeah.
I don't know.
I would like it just because I know there's an equinox type thing going on that is affecting some of the daylight
Yeah, the
hours.
sun moves.
Yes.
The Earth tilts on its
the
axis. You know, so we move away from the sun.
This is one of these classes football coaches teach.
Exactly. Yes, exactly right.
But some in the closer you are to the equator, I think that affects it. Where
Yeah.
the closer you are to the equator, the less you see or you experience of losing the sunlight,
Yes.
like we do.
In
shit
the
like
wintertime,
that.
it tilts away. That's why it's summertime
On the southern hemisphere.
in Australia when it's wintertime here because they're literally turning into the sun. We're turning away from it, and then now we're starting to turn back.
Nice.
What am I, a football coach?
yeah.
22 dive. Hut, hut.
I just want it to be where as close as we can get it to just keeping where the sun. I don't care if we just make up the time shift.
Yeah,
and,
whatever.
And I just have to eat it like 3 hours taken away for a month or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just to make it so that the sun doesn't go down at 4:30.
I agree with that. Yeah, just fuck it up. Just like
Would you be cool with waking up in the dark?
Yeah, I think I'd be fine with that. That reminds me of like being young and waking up, like getting ready for the bus.
And I feel like having kids now, that would be a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah.
So my opinion has changed on that, I suppose. Not that I had one before this.
but now you really
Now I'm like, no, a 3-hour time shift is not for me.
We could hammer out the detail. All I know
But I
is,
totally get like, not.
yeah.
Yeah.
As I'm getting older, I think I've just got softer towards the seasonal thing. I think the pandemic had something to do with it too,
Yeah.
because I was already an adult pre-pandemic, and it never bothered me. I remember it never once crossed my mind. I would notice it that like, oh yeah, it's daylight savings. It's getting darker for a while, and it really just had no effect on my life. But now I notice it all the time. You know,
Yeah.
it has quite the effect.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm actually kind of bummed because I drive east. Used to be twice a week. Now it's only once a week. But 3 hours east with the sun in my eyes. And then 3 hours. And as the days get longer, it's 3 hours back west with the sun in my eyes. And I'm like, this fucking blows. Yeah. I wish it was
Got the
dark.
visor down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's exactly where I can't. The visor won't cover it.
So that sweet
the
spot.
split.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right
To
in
the
your-
side
right in
or
your
right in the
eyes.
front, visor. So I have a hat over my face and sunglasses on, and I'll just be like, ramming
I
the
guess I
car
can
next to
see.
me. Yeah. Who cares? Yeah.
Sorry, fellas. One second. I'm gonna turn off this air conditioner. I feel like I can hear it a little too much.
I'm a little chilly anyway.
Hold down the fort.
We got this.
So, what's going on? Get terrified.
One of those ambulances scared the crap out of me on the way in.
They're
It
out and
is-
about.
Did his honk.
I was
Really-
driving to the
really
new
got
ice
me.
cream shop today, and on Grand Avenue, going down 63rd, there was a whole bunch of fire trucks out. Oh, what's going on the side of the road? And there was 2 firemen, and they were hosing down a field that was on fire. Are they doing this on purpose? They're doing a little burn? But then I left an hour later, and there was several more in an ambulance, and they're just hosing it down.
What the hell?
I don't know. Unknown.
Are they concerned that it was going or an ambulance?
It
I don't
seemed like a
know.
controlled burn because there's a whole field that was like blackened out, but they were on top of it. But I'm like, so then why all the hoopla with bringing the trucks in with the lights on and the ambulance? So that would lead me to believe that
Maybe it wasn't so
maybe
controlled.
it was-
Oh man, I met a guy that did. I don't remember where I was. Like he worked with me or worked around me at one point. A guy that did controlled burns for a living. So he'd do brush burns and then like burn fields.
Mhm.
Like how the hell do you fall? How do you find that job?
Right.
That
I'd like that job.
amazing,
Yeah.
dude. It sounds like the coolest job you could possibly have.
Yeah.
And he's like, a lot goes into it. You got to figure out what's gonna. I'm like,
yeah, whatever. You
Yeah.
just light it. You have a
Yeah,
hose. Shut
yeah.
up.
Exactly.
Your life's so easy and awesome.
Yeah. It would be awesome. I mean,
Does sound
that
cool.
sounds like about the coolest job you could have.
Yeah.
So
Good for the
satisfying.
environment.
Yeah.
A little soil.
Controlled burn, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Restart the old flora and fauna there, you know?
Yeah. I also knew a guy that sexed geese in Minnesota. I was like, that's pretty funny. But he was a volunteer.
He sexed geese. As
He would go
identified their
onto
sex.
the lakes
He was laying it down on him,
in like a canoe.
sexing him down.
Yeah.
and
so
took them
sweet.
out of the water and figured out if they were male or female.
Let me see that goose pussy or balls.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You like
That's fucking crazy.
throw him back in the water.
Bust it open for me. Wah, wah.
Oh yeah, you a lady.
Yeah, you a freak.
All right.
Or no, maybe he took eggs out of their. I don't remember what he did. It was something with geese where he rode around on a canoe. I think maybe he took their eggs because there was too many geese.
And he ate him,
No, probably not. But
cracked him open.
a delicious fertilized goose egg.
Never
What's
even
a
thought-
goose egg taste like? Must
Oh.
not be good.
Somebody pointed out. I saw a thing. that- Why don't we eat turkey eggs? What are they doing with all the turkey eggs?
Never even thought about
Are they
turkeys having
gross?
eggs.
That's what I'm saying. You never even thought about turkeys laying eggs,
No,
but I'm sure they do.
they might. I mean, they're a bird.
Yeah.
I once cracked an emu egg open on
Oh.
Oh, that's right.
TV,
On Chopped.
and it was disgusting, and it was huge.
You trying to make
Seems
a
fine,
churro
though.
out of it?
Did
I
you
did.
crack it?
I did.
Okay.
It was a big green. It was like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
That was the first time you'd ever seen one.
Of course. No, I used to eat them all the time.
Yeah, it's a big thing in Story City.
Oh, we loved them.
Yeah. I hear ostrich egg is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I saw a hard boiled ostrich egg and they had to fucking
Oh, I'd be
use
like,
a saw to open it. Like,
yeah, it was. Yeah, the shell was much like you had to work to crack that
Yeah.
emu egg open. I remember that.
It's like a dinosaur egg.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Eggs. Am I right, guys? Wow.
Egg cast.
Do you guys like eggs? You do like
I
eggs.
love eggs.
I eat eggs pretty often, actually.
These guys witnessed me eat a whole bowl of the wettest eggs of all time over a day. Remember that in Louisiana?
Oh yes.
I was like,
Traumatized.
these eggs are fucking great.
Cold wet eggs.
Yeah, I
That's
love 'em.
Toll's
That
bread
been
and butter right
Room
there.
temp throughout the day.
That was my nickname in high school.
You could eat that and be seemingly fine, probably just bad farts. I ate like what I thought would be a totally fine breakfast burrito that had egg in it.
Yeah.
I feel like nowhere near as dangerous projectile vomiting.
Ooh.
Crazy.
Man, that is.
Iron gut.
Nah, I've been the last year or so. I've thrown up a couple times.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Off of just certain foods or what?
I think it's actually migraines that caused it.
Ooh.
So,
Yikes.
but only a couple of them. So I guess that isn't my gut.
Sounds
That's,
like not your gut.
Yeah.
How do you like is there a certain way for people to tell the difference between a headache and a migraine? I'm sure the pain level is different.
This
But, like,
is.
how would you know?
I think I know because I threw up twice from headaches,
There we go.
and I was like, "This must be
Yeah,
a migraine."
I
don't.
I've never had my brother and sister both get migraines fairly regularly. I've never had one, I don't think, but last fall I had the worst headache of my life, but I don't know if that was a migraine. It lasted for like a day. Like I had to like breathe a certain way. If I breathed too hard, my head would go like, brrr, and, like just be so much pain. I was on
Ugh.
vacation, my first day of vacation. I'm like, I think I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
So it's gone within a day, but I don't know if that's a I don't know what a migraine is.
I couldn't tell you except yeah.
It seems like anyone who has them knows.
Oh yeah, it's like a whole. It's
Yeah.
terrible. Yeah.
So I've had definitely some pretty banging headaches, but I don't think I've crossed that line.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
like
was like
blinding.
writhing in pain on a couch, and then eventually threw up.
Wow.
Sounds like a migraine to me.
yeah,
I'm not a doctor.
yeah.
I'm not a football coach, but I think that's a migraine. It's a known like lock solid cure for migraines.
What's that?
Psilocybin mushrooms.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They'll eradicate any
You have to
cluster
take- you have
headache
to, like,
or.
Take enough to trip?
I
Or
don't
do
think
you-
so. I don't think you need to take a massive dose, but I don't know that, but I feel like it's just like if you just take
that kind of makes
Well,
sense.
microdose.
somehow one of those things they don't really know why, but they don't really know why migraines happen either. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a mystery. But I'm also not a football coach, so I don't know.
For sure. Haven't got your papers yet.
I have my shorts on right now.
Yeah.
My bike shorts with the 2 snaps.
Yes.
Yep. I think those are like straight up officially coaching shorts.
Yeah. I mean, they were the uniform for the 70s and 80s and through the 90s. I
Yeah.
don't think they do it anymore, but back in the day, the
Seems
brand
like-
was bike.
Yeah. Oh
It was
yeah.
short shorts,
Like,
2 snaps that went up over the belly button gut.
yep.
Keep everything tight. Put a whistle around the neck. Pull the socks up.
Yeah.
Make sure your package was hanging out a little bit.
Of course.
A little bit of Turkish
Prominent.
taffy hanging out there. Just a little.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was back in that weird era of masculinity where it was like so hyper masculine it almost came around to being gay again.
Yeah.
Oh,
half
yeah.
shirts, like
Oh, yeah.
half shirt, mesh.
Yeah, you look back at photos of dudes in the 80s, and you're like, you guys are all gay, right? No, what are you talking about? Like
Yeah.
chest hair, short
Jogging shorts that
shorts.
were this big.
Yeah, socks pulled up to your knees. Like, what are you talking about? We're not gay.
Yeah, the most homophobic guys of all time.
Right.
Yeah. Scientifically speaking, there's nothing gayer than a bunch of straight men hanging out. Back then, especially.
Yeah.
Looked like one of those scenes on a piece of ancient Greek pottery.
Yeah.
Bunch of shirtless guys wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chest hair glistening.
Yes. A lot of horseplay when the boys are hanging out.
Horseplay.
Oh, yeah.
That was an old euphemism for anal sex.
Yes.
Like the Spartans.
Yeah, exactly. It's not gay.
No.
It's guys being guys. What do you want? Get out of here. You don't
Yeah.
understand.
Just goofing around.
And designated children to have sex with.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That was the
popular.
Spartans
It was a job.
and the 80s.
Yeah.
Different time.
Mhm.
Different time and place.
As two fellas that are a bit older than did you think 300 was a good movie when it came out?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I loved
Okay.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Just making sure. I loved it.
I
but
know
was
how
like
you feel about it.
16,
Yeah.
So I was, me and my friends, like awestruck
Yes.
by what we saw.
Is that Zack Snyder's first movie?
No, that was like
That's his first big movie, though.
'cause he did Dusk Till Dawn.
That's his what?
Yeah.
He directed?
Yeah,
from
but
Dusk
that was,
Till Dawn?
written by James Gunn. So it was like he didn't have as much.
Wait, what are you talking about? What movie are you talking about?
Dusk Till Dawn, the remake from 2000 something. The zombie what am I saying?
From Dusk Till
No,
Dawn is the
I'm Dawn of the
Tarantino-
Dead.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I know. I was like, what?
Dawn of the Dead. That was Robert Rodriguez. Sorry,
Yes,
dude.
I was
Yeah,
very
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Dawn of the Dead.
Right,
Face
Dawn
is
of the
Red.
Dead. He
Yeah.
redid that.
Yep.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And I think that's probably his best movie.
What?
Dawn of the Dead.
Really?
Mm-hmm. A 300 is good too.
Yeah, I'd be interested to give that a rewatch. It's been a long, long time.
And I like the directors. I liked Watchmen okay, but if you read the graphic novel, you're like, what is that? They skip
Yeah.
out on like the most important part, in my opinion, the giant squid.
Giant squid.
They just have like a giant bomb.
Mhm.
Like this is sort of kind of
What's the giant squid in the book?
it's at the end of the book. Spoiler alert. And it comes down and they
They fuck
basically blame it on the super guy so that the whole
Dr.
world
Manhattan.
the whole world comes back together without going into nuclear war.
because
Spoiler
of the
alert.
squid.
Because an alien force
It
comes
lands
in.
on New York, a big giant squid. And
So is it
yeah.
malevolent or benevolent? The
I think
squid?
it's dead
oh.
or dead within seconds.
It basically becomes a thing that unites the world
Yeah.
to start paying attention to that instead of trying
Yeah.
to blow
Oh.
each other
Instead of
up.
because Russia and New York and America are about to blow each other up and destroy
Oh.
the world.
I thought the squid was like, come together.
Nope.
no,
It was not
right
good.
now.
Wasn't a peace and love.
They just
squid.
got to blame it on another guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Common enemy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then they had more to worry about than each other is what it showed. And then, but I do like especially the director's cut of Watchmen. I hate well, not to get into Zack Snyder movies, but Batman versus Superman and the Justice League.
Have you listened to? I think it's the latest episode of How Did This Get Made, where they talk about the Snyder cut.
I have, yeah.
I got about halfway through that. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm like, oh, this is very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never watch that. I have no need to. But
I've watched it.
does he have anything coming down the pipe? When's the last
He
time
made-
Zack Snyder made a movie?
He made that like R-rated Star Wars for Netflix. Which wasn't
Star Wars. Get it?
hard R Wars. Hey, that would be an entirely different movie.
Set in Inglewood,
I don't
California.
even remember what it was called, but yeah. And he made that other movie with the another zombie movie with Dave Bautista. That was a while ago.
Huh.
For streaming. He does. I think he must have some kind of streaming contract.
Huh.
Hard R Wars.
That's what America is going through right now.
Luke, you can't say that.
Luke, you are my. That was funny, guys. You should have laughed more at that.
I realized I'm like, oh, Alex is talking to the audience. You can't even hear him. He's talking to us.
Yeah, Sucker Punch too.
I hate Sucker Punch.
I like that movie.
It's stripper Inception. I'm like, what?
Yeah, who's mad at
So-
that? Only you.
Me, because it's so fucking stupid. When she starts stripping, she goes into another dimension.
Why not?
And then when she strips in that dimension, she goes into another dimension. I don't know. I was like, what is this dumb?
Who doesn't like interdimensional strippers? Please. Please.
Yeah. And I hated Batman versus Superman. How do you fuck up? Like, that should be the easiest movie to make. Well, just easily.
What year did
make
that come
it
out?
good.
How long ago is that now? 7 years or something?
Probably longer than that. I
That's
know.
crazy. I remember hearing about that and being like, "Oh my god, we're finally getting
Yeah.
the
the
greatest-
ultimate superhero.
the
movie.
greatest." And then you watch it and you're like, that sucked. How did that suck? How was that even
Yeah.
possible that sucked? But it
9
did.
years ago.
Wow.
Right.
That was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Batman, like, you come off the Nolan Batman where he makes a point not to kill anyone, but he doesn't have to save them on occasion. And then fucking in Batman vs Superman, he brands them to get murdered in prison. Like, okay, all right. Batman's a little different this time around.
Different vibe.
Superman breaking necks. It's fucking crazy.
Where are
Yeah.
we at now with superhero movies? So the new Captain America came
Yeah.
out and everyone's like, this is not good. So what's next? Like,
Cap 4 came out, then Fantastic Four.
when's that? Is that this summer? Is that
That will be this summer, I think. And then
Oh.
Superman is this summer.
really?
James
The-
Gunn.
Oh, that's coming
Superman.
out this summer?
I think
Oh yeah,
so,
the
yeah.
trailer's out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Damn, I'm so fucking sick of I don't give a shit.
And then the
about
one,
any of those
the
movies. God damn.
the movie with all the like the off-brand, like basically the Marvel Suicide Squad.
Dr. Choice Suicide Squad.
Yeah, with the Red Guardian and yeah, I forget what they're called, but that's coming out soon too.
I just can't believe. I mean,
I'm so out of touch with all of it.
the superhero explosion of movies. I cannot believe in 2025 it's still going.
I
shocked.
think that
But they did so good.
but they're
did so
talking
well.
about it diving off a cliff. I'm like, it's not going bad. They're making shitty movies.
Yeah,
Like,
of
I
course.
watched Aquaman 2. I was like, yeah, this movie didn't make any money because it fucking blows.
That's what I know.
Like,
and
yeah, it's not the superhero movies are falling off. It's that they're making shitty ones.
Well,
And
that's
when
how
they're
it works,
good,
though.
people go see them. Still, I don't know. We'll see how fantastic.
But what's going to be the big genre that usurps superhero movies?
I think they'll be around. I think, well, just IP in general, because that's all anyone does. Maybe eventually original content will come back.
Oh,
I can't imagine though.
Unthinkable.
Yeah, it's hard, but until they mine all the IP, which never ends, I don't know. I think superheroes will be around forever.
I mean, they will. They always. I mean, they have been, but like the heyday is over, and so there needs to be. I mean, it seems like there's always like, oh, now we love these kind of movies.
Maybe fantasy will make a comeback.
I mean, horror movies are just
Horror movies have
staple.
never. They're always, you can make them cheap and they always make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just that's a never ending.
That's a lot of what
Like-
A24 is up to.
Yeah, oh yeah. And A24 is like, you like those? Now check this out. Now they got was Anora A24 that won a bunch of Oscars.
I don't know if it was A24 movie. I saw Heretic. I watched that. That's an A24 movie.
Yeah.
In those movies, my problem with those is it's like, ooh, great original premise, like acting, like okay, I'm in, and then the third act comes and you're like, you shit the bed. You just did not even come close to sticking the landing.
Yeah.
Those movies are.
There
It's
is
always like
something
great
about
premise,
that.
like something's happening. This is I like it. I like it. Oh shit.
Yeah, that was a bit of Mickey 17, I think.
Mickey 17, AJ and I and the missus went and saw that, and
Don't spoil it.
it was
I mean, I know
another
it.
movie where you're like, okay, I'm in. I'm what? No.
I
Yeah.
feel,
a lot of big ideas
make
that
it,
are
um,
tough to execute
a
on.
great
Yeah.
point. Like Hereditary is a great movie, super scary. And the first two acts are like, damn, I don't think I've ever seen a horror movie like this. Is blowing my fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third act, you're like, all right,
Right.
that's
yeah.
what we're doing here.
Yeah,
And it's still
right.
pretty good, but it like takes like a real, like
Takes
the,
a big
the
bite out of it.
supernatural horror turn, and we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all, I don't know. It's still a great, like the acting and the filmmaking of that is fucking kind of mind blowing. I think.
Have
But
you seen The
Yeah.
Substance?
I haven't. I haven't seen. I hardly watch movies now.
Me old lady, we're like, we're gonna start watching movies again.
Yeah.
So we watched The Substance, Heretic, and we went and saw Mickey 17. The Substance is phenomenal.
Nice.
It's a movie that you're like, oh, like another one where you're like, ooh, weird premise. I'm in. Great acting. Oh, they stuck the landing. Great movie.
nice.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to come by anymore. Where a movie like fully is fleshed out, you're like and then you're satisfied at the end. You're like, nice,
Yeah.
great, good, solid movie.
And The Substance did a great job of, as someone who watches a lot of movies myself, it feels like it's hard to be surprised at certain things.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
because there's just things that work in stories. And
I've heard
so many
this about
movies.
it. Yeah.
And it kept kind of surprising me at times where first act in, I think I know already how it's basically going to end, what
Yeah,
the
yeah,
moral
yeah.
of the story is.
Right,
gonna
me
be.
too. Yeah,
And by the time that one ended, I was like, is this person all right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like whoever directed and wrote this.
Really?
you will
Damn.
you will love that movie.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's an intense one.
I kind of the irony of that. What's the girl from Anora winning the Oscar
Mhm.
and Demi Moore not winning is kind of
Right, that's
hilarious.
That's
yeah, like,
so you're like,
oh,
yep.
the 20-something won.
yeah.
The 6-year-old hot lady didn't win. So
I thought Demi was great in it.
She
too.
she. I mean, I didn't see Nora. I probably never will. It doesn't seem super interesting to me. But Demi Moore is. I mean, she's a great actress. She always has been. But like, and it's one of those movies where I'm like, oh, this like at the beginning of it, I'm like, this is Oscar bait. She's just like going for it. Then I'm like, oh no, she's fucking doing it. Like this is
yeah,
It was a really impressive performance.
I mean, and the younger lady that was in it, A+. I mean, it's a really good movie.
nice.
Yeah, because the younger lady in it is the hitchhiker girl from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It took me a while to realize that. I was like, God, where did I know her from?
Who's she the daughter of? Oh, damn it. It's someone famous.
I don't know. These are things I usually know. I feel.
I
like.
know. Oh, look at
Out
Toll.
of it. Margaret Qualley.
Yes.
Margaret Qualley. I'll say her name clearly. Born on. Sorry, buddy.
Daughter of. She looks like the parent, and her parents are.
There's a new pop star. She was on, I think, SNL, just to randomly fill in time.
Please.
So Abrams, it's fucking J.J. Abrams' daughter. And she's very talented, but I'm also like,
Oh.
does it count as talent if your dad's J.J. Abrams? I don't know. I suppose it does, but it's just like, damn.
Nepo babies. You know.
Yeah, that's a whole fucking thing.
I'm a Nepo baby. My dad is
Andy
Keith
McDowell
Richards.
is her mom.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Andy McDowell
Yeah.
is her mom, and it's yeah.
Who's Andy McDowell?
Andy McDowell is the love interest in Groundhog's Day.
Huge
She's,
in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. She's in Michael.
Oh
She's in-
God.
I'm trying to think of Andy McDowell movies off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
Multiplicity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
A lot of romantic comedies. She's big curly.
A little before
black
your
hair.
time, you wouldn't. I mean, you'd recognize
Yeah,
her
I'm
if you
sure I'd
saw her.
recognize
Yeah.
her. Okay.
trying to
Andy
think.
McDowell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, her daughter is very beautiful, very
Mm-hmm.
talented. Substance, yeah. I definitely worth a watch.
Oh, I plan on watching it.
Put the kids to bed before you do.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Put the baby mama to bed before I do as well, probably. We'll see.
Are you
She would definitely watch that, actually.
yeah.
Like, I mean, it is a well done, like interesting, fun, good movie.
Yeah.
It's like
And it's very much from a
Solid
woman's
movie.
perspective,
Right.
too.
yeah.
Written and directed by a German woman, I think.
oh,
And I think I've seen one other thing that she's done that did pretty well. Not as big as The Substance, but I think that's kind of what set her up for the launch pad that was that, The Substance. But it was also, it had some of these elements of, I want to say like body horror.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
definitely.
I know that.
It's the grossest movie I've seen in a while, and I
Yes.
loved it. Like,
Yeah.
oh shit, they're going for it.
By the end,
Great
you're
makeup.
like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I feel like a movie poser right now. I used to be. I feel. And
You're showing up to the movie skate park with
now.
pads on.
I know. Hey, what's up, guys? Like nice helmet.
If I drop it,
Yeah. This fucking loser.
Yeah, I used to be really good at this. Like, you used to be really good at this.
Yeah, your mom's dropping
sure.
you off way.
Yeah, your mom dropped you off. You're 43. Yeah, well, I used to know a lot about this stuff.
I used to shred.
Now I pick a
guys already
series,
know.
and I fucking just keep watching. I'll watch the series till it's over.
Yeah. What are
Which
you
is
on
not
right
a
now?
good way. I'm still watching a lot of Big Mouth. I do watch Severance. The ones that come out weekly are kind of a relief to me. I'm watching Severance and Reacher.
I thought Severance got canceled or something.
No, it's back. Season
it's
2.
back. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the,
There
Adam
was, I
Scott-
think, 4 years between seasons.
Okay. That's the
Yeah.
Adam Scott one?
Yep.
Okay.
Ben Stiller was one of the creators. But it ain't funny.
That's okay.
It's kind of funny at times, but not. It's like a real sci-fi dystopian, half dystopian. It's pretty cool. Very good. I fucking love
Something
it.
with like
actually.
connecting into work. It's like separated lives or
Basically, you go, you're severed, your work life and your home life are totally severed from each other. So when he goes down the elevator to go to work, his severed work guy, to him, that guy is at work 24/7, all day, every day, never sleeps, never goes home. Because all he knows, because as soon as the outside guy leaves, he shuts off and no longer exists. And so to him, he comes back, he just comes right back down the elevator.
Huh.
So it's essentially hell.
Yeah, I was just say this
Yeah.
seems like
So
a conflict.
It takes, it's super interesting. And the idea of that is like kind of fascinating because it's something everyone thinks about.
Yeah.
That's what I like. You always think like, man, imagine if you could just shut off at work and then be back at the end of the day and be like, hell yeah.
Or have a clone that could do all the work
Right,
for you.
exactly.
Yeah. There's a little bit of that in The Substance as well.
Nice.
Not to give too much away.
Right.
but there's
I mean, I know the general
Oh, you don't
stuff.
know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
What else are you guys watching? What are some good ones?
Yeah, I've been chipping away at Deadliest Catch, as I had mentioned. But, sometimes I want just some.
I
good,
watched
like,
that back in the day.
Yeah, just some good reality sort of TV is a little nice.
Yeah.
I like the open sea. I'm scared of it, as we've addressed in previous podcasts. But there is something kind of romantic about it, where I see these guys just living hard on the water like that,
Yeah.
because they're all like smoking.
wasn't-
It's hard ass work.
Isn't Deadliest Catch? It's an offshoot of Dirty Jobs, isn't it?
Yeah, Mike Rose, the
Right.
voiceover.
Yeah.
Oh,
because he
yeah.
must have done that And he's like, we can make a fucking show out of this.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's vice versa, where they're like, maybe we need to give this guy a show. I don't know, but dude, Dirty Jobs. Did you love that show?
Of course. Oh,
Who?
yeah.
It was like you can't, and it would be on for like 5 hours in a row.
Yeah.
Once there was a bunch of them, it was like, oh
yeah.
just sit down and watch this charming fella do a bunch of hard shit or dirty shit. Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Was it Discovery?
Yeah, I think
so.
so.
Yeah.
Maybe it was TLC.
Whatever.
They kind of merged.
Deadliest Catch is Discovery.
Yeah, it was. So Discovery. TLC was like, oh, I married a little person or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
My 600-pound life. Yeah.
More of that.
I eat 30,000 calories a day.
Yeah. TLC.
That's my show.
The Learning Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Alex and I can remember back far enough when those channels were actually about the things they were named for.
Yep.
What was
TLC?
Learning
I can
Channel.
remember when TLC, the Learning Channel, that's what it stands for. You would go back when HD TVs were new. You go to American TV, and they'd have all the big flat screen HD TVs. You're like, oh, we can watch TV in HD, and they'd have the Learning Channel on. And it would be all like documentaries, like fish in the ocean and caribou running around. Like it was about learning.
Oh.
Yeah.
And now it's about 400-pound midgets who married someone from Guatemala.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're learning.
Two handsome twin brothers flipping houses.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they have sex with each other? No,
Yep.
they're brothers.
But
They
yes.
do.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
How could you not?
You know?
The golden era of reality TV when they had what's the house show
This Old House?
the home makeover when they did the
Oh yeah.
Home. That's what it was called, wasn't it?
Yeah, where they
Uh,
moved
Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
Home edition. Yeah, move
Yeah.
that truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be like a family of like 6 people, and like the dad lost his job because he broke his leg and had cancer, and the mom was trying to get by, and they have 11 adopted kids. I'm like, all right, we redid your house. It has a dining room that's actually an aquarium, and there's a slide that goes down. All this crazy shit, and they're like, I don't.
Yeah.
Pimp My Ride house.
It was
edition.
exactly and they
that.
did that shit in 7 days.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was high quality work.
Only the
I've
best.
seen several articles where like we've revisited those houses, and
Yeah.
you're not going to believe what they look like. Like, no, I believe it.
yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
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 I want to revisit the Extreme Makeover Human Edition. How are those people looking these
The
days?
Swan. People
Yeah,
from
the Swan, that's right.
Oh yes.
The Swan. I don't
Yeah,
remember
the
that.
Swan. That was when they
That was
took-
extreme home makeover edition, but for your face.
yes, for humans.
For humans.
Okay.
They did
They take some
Uggo.
homely woman
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh no, we don't worry about it. Like your chin, we'll give you a new chin, new teeth, facelift, new boobs. We'll give you literally like the works in like a couple of weeks."
Yep.
And then they go through this
Big
whole
reveal.
I mean, oh yeah,
Pretty fucked
it
up.
was wild.
Yeah.
And then they wheel them out in the end in a dress with makeup, and you're like, "Oh god damn, they did it." But
Yeah.
it's like, but at what cost? Like,
Oh.
what have you?
Was there anybody not watching it though? You know,
I mean, it seems like a good deal for the person if the work was,
Yeah.
decent.
I mean,
If
that's
this
what I
wasn't
want to
like-
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
Yeah.
I gotta check on some
If
Swan
it wasn't
updates.
strip
Yeah.
mall surgeons.
Yeah. Fox used to have some fucking wacky ass shows.
Yeah, they're
Like,
trying everything.
Like elephants versus a group of 100 midgets or whatever doing tug of war.
Yeah,
Remember that?
No.
yeah.
Yeah. Trying to pull. Oh no, they were trying to pull an airplane. I think
Mhm.
it was like 100 midgets versus an elephant.
Yeah. I mean, how would you
Little
not
people.
How would you not watch that? Of
Yeah.
course, I want to.
Yeah.
Like, okay, show me. Like, let's see what's
Yeah.
up.
They
Of
would
course.
yeah, the Guinness World Records show. There'd always be some crazy shit on there.
I used to get one of those books, I think, almost every year. The
Oh,
World
yeah.
Record book.
Oh yeah.
And I would check.
Dude, they used to. Excuse me. When we were kids, the Guinness Book of World Records was like this thick,
Mhm.
and now it's like not even an inch thick. Disappointing,
Yeah.
I gotta say. But, but you used to be able to just make something up, like how many cigarettes can you fit in your mouth?
Well, that's what the Guinness. That's what most of those records are. Someone says, "Hey, like it's not."
Yeah,
There's not like a list of a million things where you're like, "I can beat that." You're just some asshole that's like, I can eat 10,000 dog treats in 45 minutes.
I read-
And they're like, all right, well, let's find out. And
No
then
way
you-
that'll be beat.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's not because some lunatic did one thing once. And
I just saw why that started, and it was some dude that worked. I don't know, some English guy worked for Guinness or ended up working for Guinness, arguing with his friends about which game bird was the fastest.
yeah. Yeah, right. Guinness beer is behind the Guinness
Yeah.
Book of World Records, just like the Michelin stars for restaurants is behind the Michelin Tire Company.
Yeah.
They're just all weird offshoots that just took off in crazy ways.
Because it used to be about travel,
Yeah.
right? The Michelin stars,
Right.
That's what the rating
And
was.
the Guinness Book of World Records is just drunk guys being like, you can't eat 25 eggs. Yes, I can. It's a Guinness record.
Yes, exactly.
I bet you can't drink a lava lamp.
I can drink 10 of them.
Most.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I guess at a certain point, if everything can be a record, then it's like, what do you keep in it?
Right.
I mean, why not? I get that it'd be hard, and I'm sure the Guinness Book of World Records does not hold books in general. Don't have the meaning they used to. But those fat motorcycle twins, still kind of famous. We all know what we're looking at when we see two bearded fat guys on motorcycles in any form. We're like, oh,
Yeah.
those are the world's fattest twins from 1978 or whatever, because they kept that record a long time. As
And,
far as I
and
can
in
remember.
2025, they just be two dudes.
Two regular Joes.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, it was much harder to get fat back then, I feel, right?
I mean, it's extremely easy now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's baked into the American system right now. Is good luck not being fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you think of a guy like Taft, where, he was...
They had to build him an extra large casket.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
an extra large tub,
Yep.
where now that would be like standard tub.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he weighed like 215.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Everyone else is like
he was like
98
300
pounds.
pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And it's like, I've weighed 300 pounds.
You sure have.
Yeah. Working my way back to you, babe.
Daddy's home.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
how
is.
the times have changed.
Even if you look at pictures from like the 70s, you're like, oh, nobody's fat. Good for them.
Yeah, because
We weren't pumping ourselves full of corn syrup and every other chemical under the sun that's addictive and
Or other countries. Yeah.
right.
Also. Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was just reading. I even had in my little notes here. I'm sure it's probably crossed your desks as well. But cancer rate in Iowa, officially, Iowa has the fastest growing rate of new cancers and the second highest rate of new cancers in the country.
Jesus Christ.
Weird.
And according to this report, at least, Iowa has the fourth highest rate of binge drinking, which the Center for Disease fourth highest rate of binge drinking in the country. Which they
Well.
think is a contributing factor.
Yeah, maybe.
What?
Could be.
I thought it might be more like the pesticides and all that getting into the water, which
guarantee
doesn't
it.
help.
Well, I mean, they just came out and said they might have to put warning labels on beer that says it causes, or on alcohol that says it causes cancer. So that's cool.
Gonna have like a whole "thank you for smoking" type of
Mhm.
situation. Well, they have to get the Surgeon General on it.
Yeah.
The craziest thing, so Iowa, like we're a very drunk state, and the number one booze that sells in the state is Black Velvet.
Huh.
Oh, that is rot gut whiskey right there. That is.
I drank a lot of Black Velvet.
It's the first
Oh.
thing I got drunk off of.
Oh.
Pretty sure. Wine coolers the first time, and Black Velvet was when I peed all over my buddy's little brother's bedroom.
Black Velvet, a little more smile.
Black velvet and a beanie baby pile. Peed all over, I better run away and not come back for many days.
That's the Iowa remix
Yes.
on that one. Black Velvet, if
Yeah.
you please.
I didn't go back for weeks.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Black velvet pissing in the dead of night. Yeah, that's like the go-to Iowa well whiskey.
I don't touch that stuff.
It tastes good.
Yeah, I mean, I had
What I
many a night
remember.
with
I don't like whiskey, so I like Black Velvet.
I
guess.
do like whiskey, which is why I hate black velvets. Oh,
That makes
it's an
sense.
abomination.
Yeah.
I eventually upgraded to Jack and things like that.
Sure.
What's the Southern Comfort?
SoCo?
Yeah.
That's-
Also pretty good.
Yeah, that's
That's a little syrupy. and
Yeah.
kinda
yeah,
sweet.
it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Southern Comfort.
Yeah, I can
I'm
chart
surprised.
different parts of my life via the booze I was drinking at
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. Where I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that was the woodchuck cider phase. Where I'm like, it doesn't count if you're getting drunk on ciders.
Yeah.
you know, Black Velvet, gin for quite some. Gin is pretty much where I ended.
Gin.
Yeah, real James Bond type. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I went, beer, beer, beer. And then let's try rum.
The
Not
cheapest,
bad.
worst
Yeah.
kind there is.
Yeah. Yeah. But before that, it was hell of a lot of Busch Lights. Goddamn, it was a lot.
That's got to be Iowa's #1 beer, Busch Light. That has to be it.
Oh, yeah.
No question.
Yeah, I think it's been there for quite some time.
hmm
In the rafters.
Did
Yeah.
Busch Light take it on the chin at all for Bud Light? I wonder.
Busch Light is made by.
I know, that's what I mean. When Kid Rock was like firing his AK at his Bud Lights, did Busch Light take a hit?
It didn't. It didn't catch any. It didn't catch any strays. It should have. Should have caught some strays on that.
Mhm.
Oh, it's almost like Disney and Marvel, where it's all kind of owned by the same people.
And then now the #1 beer is Modelo, I think.
It is also
And
owned by.
Yeah, Anheuser-Busch.
Yep.
Or the company that owns Anheuser-Busch. And it's like, you didn't win. You didn't.
That reminds me of one of my old jokes, which was Busch Light was it's a Budweiser beer, Anheuser-Busch, and so it's named Anheuser-Busch, one of the founders of the company. So they named their shittiest beer after the owner, but it's because his two favorite things in the world were diarrhea and puking. So,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
They also make Natty too, don't they?
Mm.
Isn't that like the bottom rung, true bottom rung? Or am I
Natty
wrong?
Light, I feel like, for sure.
Ha-
That's the
It
Dr.
probably
Choice.
is. I don't know who else would make. Probably.
That's
So in
full.
there, 'cause
It's so funny. You think of a giant like silo of beer and like, oh, Modelo will take that off the top and then it's like the slurry at the bottom. They're like, try and filter it a little bit and put it in Busch Light cans. These assholes will drink it. Stupid fucks.
yeah.
Ugh.
That's like when it came out that allegedly some of the Chuck E. Cheeses were taking the pizza and like
Yeah.
putting it back
Yeah.
together.
If there's a couple slices out, they put a couple slices in and serve
Yeah.
it as a whole pizza. I don't think that was true, but I love thinking that it was.
Yeah.
I just hope it was.
I'm sure it happened at least once.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
I wish I could.
Smart business move.
There was a restaurant in Des Moines many years ago that was reserving food that got in trouble for it.
Really?
I couldn't remember for the life of me, but I'm
Oh.
95% sure that's true.
Oh,
And they got busted for reserving food.
imagine if that was your favorite spot.
Yeah.
Eating
Yeah.
there all the time. Yeah, that put a scar on me.
Yeah.
Even the time, like, it's so funny because, like, when you find a hair or something in your food, at least me, I'm like, it's over, meal's over.
You are?
A lot of the times, yeah, because it's just so. If I'm
Oh.
like pulling it out of my teeth or something,
That's
I just
kinda
instantly
gross.
am like, this is a pube. No matter what, this is a pube.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's pretty much sanitized at that point, but I think it's just more the
The concept.
Yeah, it's tough.
This might surprise you guys, but if I find a hair in my food, I'm like a NBD and I'm flossing with it and eating the rest. I'm like, people lose hairs. I don't know.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
I think.
Yeah,
it's like
I'm not. I will admit on air that I've been in the Tolma Grain school where I'm like, whoop, I'm like,
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
fucking hair. I don't give a fuck.
Because we're hard.
You better believe it.
Didn't
baby.
hug our teachers.
Most definitely not. Yeah, I never had any sort of. I had one teacher that was super helpful with photography. Like he kind of hooked me up with one of his old cameras for cheap. So that was cool of him. But I didn't have any of those movie like teacher steps in Goodwill Hunting kind of thing.
I had lots of those.
Really?
Yeah, I had really good teachers.
Oh.
One, not so much. One was a science teacher in junior high, and he let us, me and some of my friends, make gunpowder after class. And then it turned out he was molesting other kids.
Jesus Christ. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, that was a big day in school.
You're gonna let
Let
us
you
keep this gunpowder.
Man.
Yeah, right. He was a little too cool with us, and we found out why.
Oh, man. Yikes.
Whoops.
Oops.
That is
indeed.
awful. That's something I'm going to, like, how do you, like, yeah. So let us know if anybody's diddly you at school or attempting. Like, I don't, like,
Yeah.
the bad touch. Let us know.
Right.
Like, oh, my God. What a horrible thing to talk about. Sorry.
No, but I mean,
Let's
as
talk
a,
about it. Let's
Yeah.
get into it.
Yeah. I mean, as a parent, I mean, it's certainly
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
You don't hear about that as much anymore. Well, that's not true. Not as soon as I said that, I'm like, not true at all. It's always some teacher is absconded with a student that's 13 years old, and you're like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's a boy, the teacher is almost always cute.
We can't.
True, dude.
We can't write that ship in our minds.
It's
I know,
true.
but
It's messed up.
anyways,
Alrighty.
Anyways,
dead end.
why
The
no?
worst at it. Sorry.
Why? I wonder if you two have any info on this. Why no comedies at the Oscars? They don't have like a best comedy, right?
No, there have been
Never have.
in the past. It can, yeah,
Not
just
a.
all,
Not a.
They separated at the Golden Globes,
Mm.
but they often put movies in comedy when they're
It's a
like, "Well, this
comedy or mu-
deserves something," but
It's the category comedy or musical.
yeah,
Like that's what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Comedy or musical? Those are two very different. Why do you lump
remember-
those in together?
Jim Carrey won for Man on the Moon. He won actor and best actor in a musical or comedy, I think.
Okay.
And then he got on. He said, "I didn't realize I was in a comedy." Basically,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It was about
It's like the
comedians,
bear.
Yeah.
The Bear
Yeah.
wins for best comedy every year at the Golden Globes. You're like, there is. I mean, there's a little comic relief to let the air out, but it's
barely.
intense.
Did you watch
dramatic
season
show.
3? Yeah.
I don't. I mean, it's a joke. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a running joke. I don't know
Mhm.
why that is, but there's never been a comedy.
Well, in watching back through comedy movies over my lifetime, the last 30 years or so, I feel like it's arguably one of the hardest movies to do right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is why, so I'm like, if it is a
Yeah,
particularly
no, it
difficult
needs to be
genre,
drama.
Yeah.
You know, it needs to be thespian. Like, yeah, but it's a different lane and it's just as difficult, but it's seen as less because we're all laughing for some.
Yeah. They said making people cry is way easier than making people laugh.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird to have such a like blind spot in the movies for it. I feel like, is it maybe just the fear of the way they age at times? They don't want to like
Right.
endorse it. Or
I don't
something.
know.
Yeah, but a lot of movies age
I think it's just being
poorly.
Hollywood being stuck up per usual, you know?
And they don't really make comedies anymore, so I don't even know what they would
That's
even,
true.
you know, nominate at this point.
Yeah.
Step Brothers wins again.
Yep.
Mhm.
Best picture.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see an addition, little comedy wing of the Oscars. A little respect.
Yeah.
Because I think about the movies that I rewatch all the time, and I feel like rewatchability, in some way, has to indicate quality
Yeah.
on some level. You know, you're not going to rewatch a piece of shit necessarily,
Yeah.
unless it's so bad that it's funny or something.
Yeah.
but,
Where's Kong Skull Island's Oscar?
yeah. But there's so few far in between. I don't know. I feel like, especially if they made a category, maybe that would incentivize people to try to make them again
For sure.
and make them well.
Yeah, there's got to be a comeback coming soon. I don't like.
I feel like mid-level adult movies have to make a comeback at some point. Like
Yeah.
medium budget adult movies for adults. But with all the streaming, that's where they go, and then nobody.
And they're usually pretty terrible.
Either everybody watches it or nobody watches it. And it is shocking how bad some of those streaming movies really are. Like, even with the huge star power, you're like, I assume this will be pretty good. And then you watch it, you're like, damn.
Oh, there's a
That
movie.
fucking sucked.
There's a movie I saw a commercial for yesterday. I can't remember the name of it. Damn it. But it's one of the most expensive movies ever made. They spent $350 million on it, starring Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown, and like a dozen other.
Oh,
famous
the
actors.
robot movie, The Electric State?
Yes, The
Yeah.
Electric State. And I think like Paramount or Universal made it, and they saw it and they're like, "Hey,
Oh.
Netflix, do you want this? Because we don't." And they're like, "I guess."
It's that bad? The Russo brothers directed it.
Yes, the Russo brothers. Yes, the
I'm looking forward
the
to it.
Avengers. I saw I'm like, it looks good, but I mean, from what I understand, it fucking sucks.
Damn.
I watched
But look at, I remember, and I'm a diehard Lord of the Rings fan. Read all the books.
Yeah.
Even owned the Silmarillion. It's the picture book version, whatever.
Ooh.
So when Amazon was coming around, and I was like, maybe this will be the one great thing Amazon does. They're gonna throw like $1 billion.
And they
down.
did.
And they did.
they still are, aren't they?
And it is such hot dog shit.
The Ring of Power. Is that what it's called?
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power.
Yeah.
And I am like such a mark for it. Like I should.
Yeah,
I'll watch
you're the,
anything.
you are the audience. For
I
it.
am the demo.
They made it for
this.
you, and you're like, no, thank you.
No
Damn.
thanks. It stinks.
I started it, and I was like, this is boring.
Correct.
Yeah. I was like trying. I was like, damn, this is not very interesting.
Sometimes the
What's it
budget's
based
too
off
much.
of?
It's based off the Silmarillion, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because
All right.
somebody else.
They can't say it, like they have to call hobbits Harfoots.
It's because somebody else owns Lord of the Rings.
Oh man.
But no, they Amazon or whoever bought the rights to the Silmarillion, which is basically like the super dense, not story.
It's like a guide, right?
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah, like a
an
field guide
encyclopedia.
of all the folks and
Yeah, sort of like the
Middle
genesis story of like the universe, but
Yeah.
it's not always told in a
linear story.
Yeah, it's not like that.
It's like here's
so-
information about the Bigfoot man and the little
Yes.
people
That's
and the
right.
dragon guy and etc. Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, there's not a lot to work with other than just random facts about the world itself. So they're filling in a lot
Yeah.
of holes, and you can tell
Yeah.
it stinks.
Damn. I watched the dragon vampire hunting movie with Dave Franco and Jamie Foxx. I was like, how bad can it be? Jamie Foxx has won an Oscar.
What was
Like
that?
they clearly, I don't remember what it's called. The Day Shift, I
Yeah,
think, because they fight vampires during the day. And I was like, God damn! And it's a movie. It's like an easy, like, well, I'll enjoy this even if it's not that good. And I was still like, whew. Like Dave Franco pisses his pants like 5 different times in the movie. Where you're like, this would be funny if he was like 12. It's a grown man and his thing is pissing his pants. Like, I don't think.
I've been doing that for
Yeah,
years.
yeah, I don't know. It's just like,
No movie deals
this
for me.
is not great.
Huh.
And you just like, yeah, they just have big fucking bank accounts to pay people to be in their movies and make their movies, it seems. And even then, just like, damn, these suck. I wish they would have done that. You're talking about, they were like, because that does seem shocking that the Russo brothers and Chris Pratt.
Yeah, how could
Released
you
a
like,
movie
with the
on
the
streaming.
guys that made the Avengers
Yes.
and a star-studded cast with a $350 million budget? Can't go wrong. I mean, I haven't seen it, but from everything I've heard, they're like, this is a fucking stinker.
Well, there was at least they did that rather than like Warner Brothers with Batgirl. They just they made the entire movie completely finished.
Yep.
Shelve it. Where all these people spent however much time. Brendan Fraser was the bad guy. It's like, I don't know. It's fucking kind of crazy. Post Oscar, and they're just like, nope, no one will ever see it. And they did it again with Wile E. Coyote versus Acme, and all the people that made it are like, this movie is fucking great.
Yeah.
Like Will Forte is in it, and
He was super mad. that
yeah,
they
he's
shelved it.
publicly being like, this fucking sucks, and I don't. He's like, I'm super pissed.
It's one thing if it sucked. Like, why would they shelve it if
But even if it doesn't suck, just why wouldn't you? Because it's some kind of tax write-off, and it's just so fucked.
But that's what's funny because there's so many things like we've talked about. They're like dog shit movies and shows where you're just like, man, you guys are so off the mark. Like I should have enjoyed this on some level, but I hate this.
Yeah.
But you put that out,
Yeah.
and these other things that seem like they'd be good enough.
Yeah.
They're like, no.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that A24, at least that style, is the remedy.
Yeah.
Likely, because they're doing a lot of those like 20 million and under budget
Yeah.
type movies, kind of that mid range.
Still getting theatrically released.
And there's a lot of
You can take a little risk on those because money wise, you're like, yeah, we can roll the dice a little bit and let them.
That's where the $20 million comedy and drama that used to be movie studios' bread and butter.
yeah.
And now it's either huge or tiny.
Yeah, it has to be like a global movie
Yeah.
that will sell in China and other like large markets outside of the US. Or it has to be, like mumblecore shot on a PSP or whatever.
shot on a Nintendo DS 3D.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you got, I was talking to you guys about this, about Blippi. It's a children's entertainer named Blippi. And he just kind of walks around. He's like, this is a fire truck. Bleh. And then he walks up to like, this is a square. And I watched it for about half an hour. I was watching it. And at one point he
No
said,
kids around, just you.
no, yeah, it was just me checking it out. He said, he held up a picture of a flea. He was talking about animals. And he held up a picture of a flea. He's like, this one is not an animal. It's an insect. I was like, bruh. Insects are animals, you dumb motherfucker. Like, what are you talking about? And he just kept going. And he got another thing wrong. And I was just like, bro. And it's like it's filmed on a phone of somebody just following him around. Sold it to Disney, the Blippi property, for $3 billion.
Billion?
Billion.
How many followers is that channel?
He's hundreds of millions. $3 billion.
All right, shut the podcast down. We're gonna reinvent
yes.
this whole thing.
Yeah, we need to make a children's podcast. Just stop cussing.
Yeah. Stop cussing.
Stop talking about jizz all the time.
A lot of
Fucking
adjustments.
stuffed animal.
Gotta make-
We can clearly just keep misinforming people, but
Yeah.
little people.
Absolutely. It does not matter. There's so much garbage for kids.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is,
We grew up on like Sesame Street and
Bill Nye.
the Wild Thornberries and shit like that, Nickelodeon, and now it's whatever garbage catches their eye on YouTube,
Yep.
and it is garbage for little kids.
Another fun fact about Blippi that Sarah's like, this is going to shock you. She sent me an article about Blippi. I forget the guy's real name.
Senior
But
Blippi.
he already had a viral video where he took a hot fucking squirting diarrhea all over one of his sleeping friends' naked ass. And he tried to get it removed from the internet. But he did. He got some kind of copyright thing down where you get in trouble for showing it, I guess. But his first internet fame was him in his early 20s taking a big shit on one of his friends. And Miss Sarah thought I was going to be really. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. They do that in Jackass.
That's what Jim Henson did. That's how the Muppets got started.
Yeah, Jim Henson. Yeah, he used to stick his dick in Kermit and then shit on Miss Piggy.
The famous
People
viral
don't
video.
know that.
Yeah. Oh,
Before cell phone.
yeah,
Diarrhea on someone else's ass?
yeah.
That sounds like YouTube, all right.
Yep.
Yeah. That's our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So I'm saying we got to cross streams. We got to
Huh.
get some puppets out here or
$3 billion.
something.
$3 billion. I don't know how much of that goes to him, but it doesn't matter.
I mean, it doesn't
any
matter.
percentage of that
Yeah.
is. It's if you go home and watch a little Blippi, and you'll be like, "What the
BLIPI.
BLIPPI?" And he also says it. He's like, "Don't forget, tell your parents Blippi BLIPPI." You're like,
With two P's.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And no, I didn't diarrhea on my friend's ass that one time. That was not me.
That was Blinky.
Yeah.
For the record.
Yep. So there is that. What's his real name?
Meanwhile,
I
we
might
can't,
as well
we
put it
can't
up.
get 50 views on a TikTok.
Well, we aren't shitting on anybody.
Well, we'll mull it
change it
over.
up,
Yeah,
yeah.
we got some get some feedback.
I've been feeling too empathetic lately, I think.
Yeah.
I need to get my anger back.
Yeah.
Yeah. See if I have any anger written on here. No.
Steven John. Born Stephen John Grossman, but goes Steven John.
Grossman. There
What
you
makes
go.
you get into that line of work? Like, I know some people grow up just kind of like being caregivery or
I think he was desperate to go viral, and he said he made a video for his 3-year-old nephew or something.
Yeah. He's like cha-ching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some dudes, like a bunch of like these dance things, which actually aren't that bad. If Danny Go, he does like
Soul
exercise.
knows all of them.
He does
now.
like exercise dances that are kind of catchy, like rave songs for kids to like jump around and exercise. I'm like, all right, you can do this. And that dude, based out of like North Carolina, doing it from his house at first, is now worth millions. Also,
All right, fuck this. Close it down. Close it down.
Shyla.
Shyla,
This
we
is
need
what
a
I
new
think
script.
about-
We need a G-rated script.
Yeah.
I think you got it in you. We can
yeah,
do
I
it.
can't believe you wrote that thing about Kermit and Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
That was over the line.
Woo! Hope my mom doesn't see that one.
Shiloh's working blue. Vacuuming frozen pizza crumbs off the yoga mat on the floor. I don't know what that was about.
It's like a regular Tuesday for you.
Yeah,
probably.
exactly. Oh, yeah. During all the Deadliest Catch watching, it made me, because it seems to keep on coming up, but all the flat earthers, it's kind of resurged over this
Yeah.
last like 10 to 15 years, people believing in flat earth, which is one, I guess, issue, you could say. But the original thought of flat earth, I'm like, you would probably think that, right?
Absolute OG, yeah.
And so I was
Yeah,
thinking of
when
the
you're
first
10.
people, like imagining getting to the edge of the earth and realizing it was round and being like, man,
Are you fucking kidding
yeah,
me?
this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Because seeing the edge of a flat earth would have been pretty sick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yep. Sail your ship right to the edge. Look over.
Ooh.
Pretty
Damn.
cool.
Yeah.
You're like, what? I'm in Portugal. What?
Yeah.
What happened?
What a letdown.
Yeah. But you would never you would still hit another piece of land that wasn't where you left from.
Yeah,
So
like
you'd
not
never know.
recognizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How confusing that would have been if you did assume it was sort of a flat plane.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, how the fuck?
That would be like, yeah,
That'd
back
rock
in the
your
day,
world.
taking a ship to another continent or an island would be like landing on a different planet.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Same
scared without
difference.
my like Google Maps in the
Yeah.
city I live in.
Yeah.
Never
Can
mind.
you imagine just getting on a boat and just all you see is ocean for a month, and you're like, "Yeah, we're following the stars. We're almost to the edge of the earth."
Yep.
I'm in North Carolina. What?
Yeah.
How did I get it? What is going on?
And the captain is just the guy who smells like the best,
Yeah.
you know, who
Yeah.
has the most
He's
teeth.
not
Yeah.
as drunk as the rest
Yeah.
of the people.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're like, I guess we're gonna do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary.
Or he's the most drunk of all of them.
Mm.
That's something that's so far out of our world of like taking, like, I'm going to California. It's going to take me a month and a half, you know, like to like transverse any sort of, you can get anywhere in a day right now, you know,
Yep.
in the
Yeah.
world.
Literally.
Where it used to be like either it's a 3-month voyage across the sea, or like if you lived here, you're like, I'm going to Minneapolis. Ooh, see you next fall.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
just a
I'm going to Ames.
Yeah.
Ooh.
hope you survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look out for the Indians.
Yeah. I mean, you think about where we live, like OG Des Moines in the 1800s or whatever. If you lived in Beaverdale, you'd be like, ugh, I'm trekking downtown.
Yep.
You'd be like, my God.
Bring the rifle.
Yeah. So watch out for those downtown folk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shifty downtown people.
Just a big puddle would like prevent you from getting there.
Yeah.
Oh, I have dysentery.
And you have to turn
Yeah.
back and starve on the way back.
No.
It was a rough 4 miles.
Yeah, and I
But
can
I
just
made
hop
it.
on. I'll be interested to see in my lifetime if we get to any of those very, very fast jets or like bullet train underneath the ocean kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep threatening that, but they took the old Concorde jets out of service like 20 years ago. But that would get you from like New York to Paris in like 3 hours or
Yeah.
something like that,
Wow.
going like sub supersonic.
Yep.
But they kept crashing, so they're like, "Whoops!" I
But they
guess not.
could go supersonic.
Yeah,
They had the ability to.
They kept
I-
crashing. Just
yeah. They have lots of problems with them.
I'm sure the
It's one of those things they could have probably worked out, but everyone was just like, "We don't want to do this anymore."
yeah.
Right.
Psh,
She.
damn.
I mean, like China and Japan have their bullet trains. Europe's got them too.
How fast are they going? Like 200 miles?
I think they
an
go
hour?
like 160 miles per hour.
Yeah, they're moving.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to go more train based for my travel.
I would love to take a train.
Which, the irony too is that they have bullet trains going 160 miles per hour, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but you never hear about them
Maybe.
derailing.
yeah.
And in America, we're like, well, another one of our shitty trains derailed. Now some town in Ohio, everyone's a mutant. It's turning out great.
Whoops.
Everyone's born with lobster claws.
Yeah. Brunswick. Sorry, Brunswick. I didn't mean to insult you.
Oh, did a train topple over?
Like last
That was
year,
a few years ago.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
with a whole bunch of chemicals spewing out for days.
I'm sure it's all fine now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wish it would have been a train full of softcore pornography. That wouldn't have been so bad.
Nope.
Bunch of 11-year-old boys just come running. We got this.
Yeah. They
We got
flip
this.
it over themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll clean the whole. It won't even be here 2 hours from now. Don't worry about it. It'll be just like it was never here.
Like piranhas. Just like a little skeleton left. Oh, I think it's just about time.
Oh boy.
Yeah. 50th
Mm-hmm.
episode. Any 50th episode thoughts? You know.
When did we start the new format? It's been almost a year, hasn't it?
Yeah. Right around.
50 weeks.
Spring, early summer last year.
Yep.
getting pretty
Yeah. Right
close.
around my birthday, I think last year.
Yeah.
So about a year.
Damn. That's crazy.
Look at us go.
B-Day's coming up.
They said it couldn't be done.
But we
All of
did.
our haters. Ooh, they said you guys can't do
And
this.
they are numerous.
Oh, they're out there.
I love getting just the every once in a while super negative comment somewhere. Ones that are like so negative where it'll just be like in quotations, "Hey guys, let's start a
I saw
podcast."
that
Yeah,
one.
where I was like, "Hell yeah,
I was like, all right.
yeah,
I mean, what do you think people are doing?
yeah." We've been at it for a while. Thank you.
yeah. It's years.
Yeah,
Years.
You think you
and
can do
years.
this?
Yeah.
I like to see it try. Oh,
Yeah.
you are? Okay. Well,
yeah. Oh, I looked at his page. I was like, it was
So-
just video game footage.
yeah.
You're probably
Yeah.
hugging your teachers, huh?
Hugging your teachers and going to the doctor like it's some fucking idiot.
Yeah, some stupid idiot. Your Back to the Future joke is doing pretty well on YouTube. Last time I checked, I just
Ooh,
put it
nice.
out. Yeah, burning up the charts. So
Heck yeah.
stuck on that.
Hell yeah. I need to get the app, the YouTube app.
You got to get on the
be
YouTube. man.
officially be a YouTube boy.
What?
YouTube is my.
You don't have the YouTube app
No.
on your phone?
I have YouTube Premium.
I just go to YouTube, I guess, and
And it says open the app, and you're like, no, thank you.
yeah. I got TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. I'm like, do I
but
need
YouTube
another
is the
video
best.
app? Is
Nah,
it?
YouTube's the
I
king.
mean, there's so many great like sort of long form essay type things. I think you'd really
Yeah.
like movie review.
I
type shit.
I subscribe to YouTube channels that are like very niche interests of mine that go deep
yeah.
on things. Like, yeah,
I feel like they do all that on TikTok.
But you can get like a good 15 minutes.
yeah, you like you get the full Monty on YouTube if you're into it.
A couple of channels, some recommends, at least for movie people. Colo Kino does like these whole. I mean, they could win Emmys or something. They're so good. Whole documentaries, usually like 2 or 3 parters about basically the whole career of Scorsese or Tarantino or something. But they're, I mean, editing wise, voiceover, it's amazing. You know, shit like that.
Nice.
Where that's the stuff that I love is you can find some person you don't know who's creating amazing
Yeah.
content like that, which obviously are on things like Insta and whatever too. I've always just gravitated towards YouTube. I don't know why. I like the community the best of the bunch.
Okay.
I think you have to earn them pretty hard, like just by doing it a ton and showing up and putting out good shit.
Yeah.
But once you get them,
You got him.
you got them, baby.
Nice. Shit is going down tonight outside, by the way.
This warmer weather.
It hasn't let up since we got here.
No.
Sirens.
In between being here and then my place, which isn't too far from here, I'm always gonna know if something terrible is happening in the city because they blow right by my fucking place.
Yeah, but the fire department is like 3 blocks from my house, and I'm on University Main Road, so they always are ripping down there. It's constant.
That is something I think Sarah was surprised by this when I told I'll miss that about living near a busy street and even in Beaverdale. But she's like, you liked the sirens? I was like, it makes you feel like you live in a city with things happening.
Yeah.
you know?
That's how I feel. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. No, I always liked it right up there on Beaver. Just
Yeah.
having the windows open and
Mhm.
cars driving by.
Sounds of the city. All the good stuff.
3 guys from Des Moines talking about the city sound.
Yeah. You know, you big city people know what we're talking about. You get it.
Bustling metropolis.
Yes.
I'm going to be on a Don't Tell comedy show
Oh.
here in about a week or so. Let me get the date on that. I don't know where it is because it's a Don't Tell thing. Yes, the 21st, you can see AJ Simmons do approximately 10 minutes, depending on how I'm doing. It might be a tight
Nice.
5.
It's your first Don't Tell.
It is my first Don't Tell.
I'll let you borrow my Don't Smell comedy
I
shirt.
certainly will. Better believe it. So you can check me out there. I think you just go to Don't Tell Comedy and go to
Nice.
the Des
What's the
Moines
date?
section. The 21st
Of March.
of March.
Okay.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So
Congratulations.
want to see some live stand-up comedy from yours truly. That's
I'm
what
going to do
you can find me.
comedy again one of these days.
It's out there waiting for you.
I know. I got to get my bearings back, and then I'll be.
Get your mind right.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you settling in to your new little nest?
It's a struggle because there's still so much stuff at the old house.
It takes a while. Any
It is. I mean,
scenario.
it's not. It's really like you guys will come see it very soon, so I assume you will.
Wow.
No, thank you.
Yes.
No, thank you.
I want to see this thing.
Yeah, you'll be like, damn. I know. Yeah. Sarah is a little. She's like, you can't be the pig you once were, and I'm like,
What?
I'm
Yeah.
the pig I always was.
Yes.
What are you gonna do with me? I'm 43 years
Yeah.
old.
I have a curly tail. What do you want?
Lifts his head from the trough.
Yeah. So.
But I bet a new, nicer place probably gives you a little
Mm-hmm.
joie de vivre. You
It's
know?
Yep.
cool, man. Finished basement. Get a TV rocking down there soon.
Shit.
Finally, yeah.
You could probably take back that TV if you wanted your OG,
Oh shit!
if you wanted for it, because
Is that what that TV is?
Did you get a new TV?
Yes, so because that became the No Sleep merch TV. So that's what I was saying. I
Oh.
mean, it's mainly just going to be sitting in storage, so I could always gift it back to you if you'd like.
Whoa, shit!
For old time's sake. I know you love it.
Sarah's got a TV. I wonder which one. I bet mine is bigger, or that yours. We'll see.
Ours.
I might.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's a 50, maybe.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
there?
I think it is bigger
'Cause I think
by
the
a
one I
little
got
bit.
is a 55.
Oh, okay. They had a fucking 75-inch TV at We were at Walmart. I was like, 75-inch TV for $600.
I was gonna say for $89.
Like, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, people won't
TVs
even take
used to
care of my
be-
child for a month for that amount of money. This is nothing. So, who knows? But I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, I was just getting ready to put it in storage. Maybe I'll leave it there for now.
Okay.
You can get back to me on that.
Think about it. Mull it over.
Yeah.
Mhm. Maybe do the whole. I know Sarah. Like I've told Sarah how big. Like I would buy a fucking huge TV.
Yeah, of course.
And she's like, She's like, in the basement, you can get whatever size you want.
Really?
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
It's all about compromise.
Yeah. Compromise is my middle name.
Yeah, it is. Famously.
Mm-hmm.
March 21st, check me out. Black Cat Ice Cream, obviously. One day closer to that opening. That's what I hear.
Yep. The green light has been given,
Oh, shit.
so we'll be opening soon.
What timing? My God, are you even ready for that? For the beginning of spring and opening an ice cream shop? Woo, baby.
Opening a second. ice cream.
Yeah. Sounds fun.
You better believe it, baby.
Wiping his tears with money.
Yeah.
Sweet ice cream money.
What is the never mind. It's no good.
Venmo at Tobo Cup.
That's
Very
right.
good.
It's the only thing I got going on.
He's got a new mansion to pay for.
Mhm.
He's got a new TV to buy for the basement.
That's right.
Shout out Shyla, our executive producer, as always. Patreon.com/NoSleepDSM to support. That helps pay for Shyla. I need to pay Shyla. I'm a little behind.
Net 360.
Net 360. Yeah, and like and subscribe on all the things, you know,
Heck yeah.
all the platforms. It does help.
Just
Give a
do it.
little-
Okay?
Yeah, look at
Even
the
if you don't
video.
like the
Look at
video,
little
like
shorty.
it.
Do it.
Yeah.
No, people are like, no, I'm not going to. I'm like, all right.
Do
fine.
it.
Gee,
Ain't that bad. Facebook and Instagram.
no,
TikTok's coming back around
it's coming back around.
a little.
is.
They put us on ice for a while.
I know exactly why too, and I swear it's the truth. It's because Trump became president,
Huh.
and now they'll be put.
Well,
back on ice.
yeah, that definitely caused an earthquake in TikTok across the board, but it is coming back.
Mhm.
We're working our way back in. We're starting to get the hate comments. That means we're getting in front of it.
That's right.
Right where we want to be,
Yeah.
right in the sweet spot.
That's right. Well, folks, yeah, it's been fun. I've been AJ Simmons.
I've been Joel McGrain.
And I've been and continue to be the ice cream king of Des Moines, Iowa, Alex Carter.
Bye.
Bye.
Fucking AJ, Toll and Alex. They're fucking hilarious.
This is a certified